No one talked about what we knew was our reality. We would bury our baby long before we ever had enough time with him. I was afraid. I had long been worried and anxious that I would wake up some morning to find Miles had died in the night. What would I do then? Who do you call for a body in a bed? I'd be home alone, Nate at work, me getting our two boys ready for school, unprepared. We were sitting in an exam room speaking with doctors from the Colorado CDKL5 Center of Excellence. Miles had started showing signs of regression, having more seizures, moving less, smiling and laughing less. He wasn't himself anymore, and we wanted to explore next steps to get him back on track. After a long discussion, we learned that all that Miles and our family had been through on the journey to bring him the highest quality of life, the experts confirmed. We had explored all options, all treatments available. I explained my fear, how I would lay in bed, simultaneously paralyzed and wanting to jump out of it. They kindly replied, "You are not alone in this worry and desire to be prepared." It was overwhelming to know that my fears were not unique. I was not a bad mom for thinking about my son dying. I wasn't guilty of wishing this to happen so life would be simpler. The need to know how to handle what was inevitable was okay. When we arrived home, we met with our local palliative care program. They supported our decision and wishes to value quality of life in this next chapter over length of life. We opted to sign an I-post to communicate with our team of providers in 3 different states where the next journey for Miles and our family was headed. An I-post creates a clear declaration of the patient's healthcare treatment choices and assures that the patient's wishes are fulfilled. It is an advanced care planning tool that addresses key life-sustaining treatments. With the I-post, we were able to avoid an autopsy and could use our selected funeral home versus a coroner. The life of a special needs parent is made up of care details. We needed to explore the details of end-of-life preparations too. We wanted to make the same quality decisions for Miles's death that we made for his life. We were looking forward to the birth of our second son. After a normal pregnancy, between 8 and 12 weeks of age, we learned that Miles had an extremely rare, randomly occurring genetic mutation called CDKL5. His mutation led to severe disabilities, intractable epilepsy, cerebral palsy. He was deaf and blind. Miles was also nonverbal, used a feeding tube, and intellectually disabled. As he grew, he used a wheelchair and didn't have purposeful movement of his hands, arms, or legs. Miles was really well loved by family, friends, and our community. He loved to swim as he could move freely. He loved swinging, the breeze moving through his fine blonde hair, feeling different textures with his little toes, and smelling flowers, especially lilacs, which always bloomed around his birthday. As he grew, Miles had bouts of respiratory illness that were complicated by his low muscle tone. Miles battled RSV and coronavirus in late 2021 and early 2022. When he came down with a cold in the fall of 2022, his lungs weren't strong enough to fight it. After 2 pediatric intensive care hospitalizations, we were given the choice to put him on a ventilator. Miles lived an exceptionally good and full life. We blazed trails, fighting for accessible education, play, entertainment, and living. We did our due diligence. We knew a ventilator would not provide the quality of life for which we had strived. When he could no longer live a full life of activity and quality, we elected hospice. Miles passed away peacefully September 17th of 2022. We were all together, sleeping and cuddling when he took his last breath. He had a very beautiful night, giving him a bath, letting him be in the warm water, sitting in his bed outside of his hospice room on the patio, enjoying the night sky and breeze. Then we moved inside and had a really nice laugh and snuggled into bed together to all cuddle. Miles passed away within 6 months of starting hospice at 7.5 years old. We are forever thankful for the support of palliative care and hospice. We were supported during an impossible time while making life and death decisions by professionals who were kind and gentle and who knew and cared about our son Miles and his wonderfully made life. My hope is that other parents are able to have a hard and honest conversation about end of life options and details. All families and their loved ones deserve a peaceful passing.